You didn't find this moment by chance. Something greater than logic or explanation has brought you here. In the silent spaces of your soul, you felt the pull, the unspoken knowing that something is shifting in the unseen. Life has been preparing you, guiding you, even when it felt like everything was falling apart. The whispers in your spirit were never hallucinations. They were divine reminders that you were always meant for more than the world told you. Deep within, you've always sensed that your path was different. Others may not have seen it, may not have understood the weight you carried, the depth you held, or the storms you silently endured. But the divine did. Every time you stayed kind in the face of cruelty, every time you rose after being knocked down, every time you chose light when darkness seemed easier, that was noticed. It was recorded not in books of men, but in the scrolls of the universe. There is a moment, an appointed time when everything converges, the past, the present, the unseen threads of the future, and that moment is now. You've walked through fire not to be burned, but to be refined. Every heartbreak you survived, every unanswered question, every tear you shed in the solitude of your room was shaping you for something far beyond the ordinary. The pain wasn't pointless. The silence wasn't empty. It was sacred preparation. Tonight, something rare is unfolding. As the world sleeps and the night deepens into its quietest hour, you're being summoned. Not by people, not by systems or circumstance, but by the creator of the stars, the architect of the very breath you breathe. A sacred energy is moving, not outside of you, but through you. It seeks a willing soul, an open heart, someone who will say yes, even without knowing all the answers. You are that soul. That is why you're here. That's why your heart beats faster as you read this. In the stillness of night, when distractions fall away and the noise of the world fades into background hums, the veil between the physical and spiritual thins. This sacred hour carries ancient power. It's the meeting point of heaven and earth, of destiny and decision. There's a portal of transformation opening, one that will not remain open forever. If you've ever prayed for a sign, begged for clarity, or cried out for purpose, consider this the divine reply. You are not created to blend in with the crowd. The reason you never fit into the molds others placed you in is because your soul was designed for higher ground. You are not broken, you are chosen. And being chosen comes with its own kind of loneliness, a sacred solitude that protects your energy until you are strong enough to carry what's meant for you. The isolation you've endured wasn't punishment, it was preservation. You were being hidden, not forgotten. Protected, not rejected. Now the season has changed. The universe is shifting, and you are being called out of hiding. The world needs what you carry. Your voice, your wisdom, your presence, each of them holds codes of healing and liberation for others. But before you can pour out, you must be filled. And that's why tonight matters so deeply. It's not just a meeting, it's an activation. An unlocking of divine gifts buried within you, waiting for this very hour to awaken. You'll feel it as an inner stir first. A tingling of your senses. A soft voice that isn't quite yours, yet feels deeply familiar. The divine is close, not in some distant realm, but in the intimate corners of your heart. When you speak in this hour, your words carry weight. When you sit in silence, the universe listens. There is a synchronization happening between your spirit and the source of all creation. Trust it. Lean in. Do not run from the intensity, it is sacred. Your journey has not been random. There have been no accidents. Every delay, every betrayal, every closed door was part of the orchestration. You see, when God writes your story, the pauses are as powerful as the plot twists. There is wisdom in what didn't happen. There is grace in what you lost. And there is power in what remains. Your spirit knows this. That's why, even when everything told you to give up, something within you refused to quit. That something was not just resilience, it was remembrance. A deep soul memory that you came here for a purpose greater than survival. You are not just here to exist, to go through motions, to build for others what was never meant to cage your soul. You are here to break patterns, to heal lineages, to awaken others by your very presence. But first, you must remember who you are. And to remember, you must be still. In the sacred quiet, you'll hear more than just messages. You'll receive revelation. You'll understand why certain relationships had to end, why the waiting was long, why you were pulled away from familiar paths. The divine was not punishing you. It was preparing you to carry more. And with greater calling comes deeper refinement. You are not ordinary, and your process was never meant to be easy. But you are ready now. This sacred encounter is not about grandeur or performance. It's about alignment. It's about truth. It's about standing bare before the divine and saying, "Here I am." And in return, hearing the words your soul has longed to hear. I see you. I know you. You are mine. That recognition, that divine acknowledgement, will do more than inspire you. It will transform you. The fear that once paralyzed you will lose its grip. The confusion that clouded your decisions will evaporate. You will begin to see through eyes unclouded by illusion. The world will not change overnight, but you will. And when you change, your reality follows. This night is not just symbolic. It is encoded with energy that will rewire your path. You'll begin to notice synchronicities, subtle confirmations that you are on the right path. What once seemed impossible will start unfolding with ease. Doors will open not because you forced them, but because you finally aligned with your true identity. And make no mistake, this identity was never something you had to earn. You were born with it. The world simply tried to make you forget, but your soul didn't. That's why you've always felt called to more, even when you couldn't explain why. This is the more. This sacred hour is a reclaiming, a returning, a rebirth. But to step into it fully, you must let go. Let go of the shame that's not yours to carry. Let go of the guilt that kept you small. Let go of the fear that told you it's safer to shrink. You were not created to hide. You were born to radiate, to embody light in a world that desperately needs it. And that light does not come from your perfection. It comes from your surrender. Let go and rise. The universe is not waiting for you to be flawless. It's waiting for you to be available, to say yes, to answer the call, even if your voice trembles. You don't have to know how it will unfold. You only have to trust the one who does. And tonight, that one is closer than your breath. As the hour approaches, take time to connect. Light a candle, breathe deeply, speak honestly, or simply sit in silence and let the divine speak first. There is no script here, only sincerity. This meeting is unlike anything you've ever known. It will not leave you the same. It will not pass without leaving its mark. This is not the end of your search. It is the beginning of your revelation. You were chosen long before you knew the meaning of that word. And now, the time has come to step fully into the identity heaven has declared over you. Chosen, not for comfort, but for purpose. Not for ease, but for impact. And your impact begins now. What you decide in this hour matters. What you open your heart to will shape everything that comes next. The divine is not offering you a temporary high. It's offering you eternal alignment. Destiny is not something that happens to you. It's something you walk into with eyes wide open and spirit ready. So walk forward, not with fear, but with faith, not with doubt, but with devotion. This moment was written in the stars and etched into your soul before your first breath. And now, heaven is watching. The universe is holding its breath. The Creator is waiting. Will you answer?